Welcome to the Cinebud Podcast. This is your main high source for horror, sci-fi, and action on all things including movies, TV, and video games. I am your host, Izzy, and always with me is...
I'm Matt.
And together we're going to go ahead and give you some news on all the topics I just recently explained. Today is, what is it, the 21st of April, right?
Right, excellent. Yeah.
Yesterday was 4/20.
Yeah. No,
All right.
yes, definitely.
All right, so we want to go ahead and begin a little things regarding the return of the X-Files announcement.
Oh, right.
Man, like I'm a huge fan, always been a huge fan of X-Files. I'm not sure if any of our listeners or any listeners out there are X-Files fans as well, but I'm pretty stoked about it. How about you, Matt?
Dude, I can't wait. I am still catching up, honestly. I started watching from the very beginning once it hit Netflix again. Kind of recently picked back up on it. And there's been so many episodes that have stood out as my favorite. And, my interest sort of was reignited in starting to watch the series when it came back.
For sure.
Initially.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to catch up and
You're talking about the one that came out like last year, a couple of years ago.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Right. The new series, like the mini series
comeback.
that came back. Yeah, the comeback that came through. I'm pretty sure. I think it was Scully was on a Nerdist podcast or something
nice.
like that. And
Gillian Anderson.
Gillian Anderson, thank you. And that was kind of the spark that ignited that whole entire thing.
Definitely.
And, there's been so many creepy ass, just insane episodes. I think it's called Home. It's kind of like The Hills Have Eyes almost in a weird way. It was a really weird, grounded episode. No like supernatural elements or anything like that to it. But that one stood out as one of my favorites, and it's just been one of the best shows,
of course,
all around. And it kind of grew into itself in weird ways. It's very the weird way that it's episodic in that it follows like a linear continuity every few episodes, and then Monster of the Week episodes every once in a while.
Yeah, right.
That can get a little bit hard to get into the grind.
Well, not only that, they also explore like the whole like at times like the company that they're even fucking working with. They even question them at like certain points also throughout that show, and that makes it even more interesting beyond these monsters definitely. And crazy shit happening.
There's the conspiracy like behind everything. Yeah, definitely.
That's good.
Oh,
but yeah, really excited for that. I can't wait till you do catch up, with the comeback there.
Right.
Because then we can definitely, talk about once it does premiere. I mean, this is just in the announcement. I don't think they gave it a release date here. If there was, I apologize. I had missed it. But I do know that it is coming here soon. So I definitely can't wait.
Coming probably this next year. They're probably filming it right now. That was more so the announcement. But
sure.
Where I'm at in the series is basically where everyone sort of suggests that you turn the series off. And that is David Duchovny has pretty much left the show now, and they're going to focus on other agents. And I'm not really there yet.
You think so?
Yeah, no, that's where the show goes off in like season 7, I think.
You're talking about back. Oh, I got you.
Right, back in the day, right? Exactly.
I thought you were talking about recently. About that.
No,
I was
not
like,
the
wait,
new
what?
ones.
What happened?
No, where I'm at in the show, and that's where everyone kind of suggests that you stop watching the show because I've heard that it's not as good. But
because isn't the second movie take place after that? Or,
yes, it does.
I never seen it. So to this
so
day, that's something I haven't seen.
They do resolve Mulder. Spoilers, obviously.
No, that's fine.
And I do have sort of this spoiled for me because I did grow up on it to a degree.
Oh, hell yeah.
Peripherally watching it in the background, being scared of shit as it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every week.
And Yeah, that was just definitely one of those shows that stuck around, and one of the ones that I always go back to. It's kind of Twilight Zone-y. It kind of reminds me of what we were talking about earlier with I just got Izzy to watch Black Mirror.
Yes, I love Black Mirror on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh man, like such short, like really, really odd that they're really short seasons. I mean, they're only hour episodes, but I think the first season's like 3. But aside that, I mean, really, really interesting stuff. Like all technophobic-esque type of atmosphere going on, or story plots. It's great.
And speaking of being behind on shows, him and I have both only completed the first season. We're both like watching the second season right now.
Yes.
But we were discussing which episode of the first season was our favorite of that. Which one stood out to you the most?
The most?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty hard to stand up.
Again, spoilers alert, you know, to any listeners out there. We'll put in the title, of course, but I mean, it's really old too.
2010 or 11 or something.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen it yet, too bad. No.
Yeah, maybe if you haven't seen it, you need to hear this and get into it, and then I've heard the third season it's the best so far. From the people who told me to get into the show. So yeah, which one was your favorite?
I'm going to have to say the third episode. I don't have the title memorized yet. But I would have to say the third episode with the whole like memory bank.
Right.
Inside of the back of your neck, or like the side of your neck, I guess, that transfers through your eyes.
The seed behind your ear, kind of.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy. And then there's like another process where you can just have it removed, or your memories wiped to start anew.
Right, and you can kind of like Google Chromecast like your memory to like the TV.
I mean, at first, honestly, like I was thinking about the idea, like in real life or my personal life, and I was like, oh yeah, that'd be cool to think back on like the good times, because. When they're having sex, it's almost like they were, in my head anyway, they were just kind of thinking of like their best time together and replaying it while they're doing it. Even though it was freaky as hell.
It was pretty sad
to see what they were doing. No, they look scary as fuck sitting there with their eyes.
Their eyes all zoned out and just like robotically humping one another. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, exactly.
It was sad. Well, and that lends to
but later on though, like it makes it even scarier. Like you think of the other side of it, and you're like,
right? What? Maybe she wasn't watching him. She probably wasn't.
Nah.
You know what I mean? That episode toyed with my emotions. That was a fucking great episode.
Oh, wait till you get. I know you're not this far. Wait till you finish the first episode of the second season. That's even.
Okay.
Hits you even harder, man.
So my personal favorite that kind of stood out to me the most was I think it was 15 Million Merits.
Yeah, the second episode with oh man, what's his name? The lead actor from Get Out.
He was
Jordan Peele. I love that movie.
Yes, I unfortunately can't remember his name. I believe it's no, it's not going to come to me. But that episode stood out to me specifically because of him and his acting, and that he was so reserved and
did you watch this? Sorry to interject, but did you watch this before or after seeing Get Out?
Well, before.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. No, yeah. So he was initially extremely reserved, maybe depressed, almost sad, not quite. And just very shy. And so the way that it sort of evolved was really sweet with the girl that he, sort of started to show his human side to a little bit. And
then you had that other girl on the side wanting that. And,
you could tell that he was more complex than the next drone, the guy just standing or using the machine next to him.
Oh, yeah.
Laughing his ass off at fat people getting food thrown at them.
He had so much patience. I wouldn't have. He had so much patience with that guy.
I loved the determination later on in that episode. And the climax of the episode of just him going at it and the knife to the throat was it was amazing.
Shard of glass.
The shard of glass. Right. It was brutal. It was raw, and then he sold the fuck out, and it was
yeah. But at the same time, you think about it, like if you're in that type of slave environment, what else is there to do but sell out? What else are you gonna do but live your life like a drone until you die? I'm sorry, but I'd like to maybe live in a bigger cubicle or cube, you know, with a couch. He had a couch in his new one.
You're currently sitting on one of the couches in your giant cube right now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Fancy over here.
You know what I mean? It's all just a play on the Twilight Zone. It's all commentary. You know what I mean? It's what the X-Files was to an extent,
but except for
a
the
spiritual
whole
successor too.
Yeah, except for the whole like UFO-ish, alien-ish, type of thing going on. It's more techno, like it's technology, like
it's
technophobic.
Very modern. Yeah, it's
scary
very technophobic.
Shit. And when I heard that at first, I was like.
Except for the first episode, it does kind of take place more so in the
social
modern
media.
Day.
Yeah,
it is social media.
That's the techno
It's social
part.
media disruption. Yeah, it was pretty.
No, but
up.
one huge ass thing I was like very very interested this week. Did you hear about this, man? Or were you aware? What?
And social commentary. Sorry, go on.
No, you're good. Like, I was just like, wait, what? Did you hear about? Or are you aware of the whole Captain Marvel movie happening? Like based on the female version of the more recent in the comics version.
Well, in the comics version, yes, I'm a little bit more up to date with who she is now.
It's Carol Danvers now.
Right. I still need to get up to date with the comics and everything.
Yeah, so with the movie, they actually have already cast an actor for it, or actress for it.
Right. That's Brie Larson.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she looks. I mean, they kind of had like I'm not sure if it was a Photoshop picture, but they kind of had like a picture of her like head, like with like the suit. And it looked awesome. Like from the picture I just saw, I haven't seen any other ones.
I think that's some fan concept art, but I don't think they've shown anything for real yet. But
either way, though, I could see her as.
Do you think they're
going to
do like the shaved head sort of motif that she has right now in Civil War II?
I think it's kind of grown out post Civil War II because that ended. But
that might be interesting to bring on later.
No, they're gonna do the original one.
I hear that this movie might
when she first became Captain Marvel.
It might take place
because they got to do origin
in space the whole time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that. That's awesome. That'd be cool.
No, and origin is gonna get taken care of in Infinity War. They're not going to have
thank you.
anything to do with that.
I'm okay with that.
Right. Done.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Can we get the origin done, please? And just kick ass.
That's what they're going to do for everything, yeah.
It's like, if not, can we just do the Netflix show? Like, get it just, stretch it out?
Yeah, that might be interesting.
No. Next Netflix show, or Netflix show, besides Punisher, I want is, since it is coming out, is Ghost Rider.
Oh, on
that
Netflix?
Would be cool if they did it. No, hypothetically, I'm saying.
You said it is coming out.
Oh no! What I'm saying is, I hope
I was like, what?
Does come out.
Oh yeah,
it's Ghost Rider because I know they were considering it for a little bit, including Moon Knight. That would be cool.
You think they would bring in the Robbie Reyes or from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and continue that storyline, or would they?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. one, I don't know. Robbie Reyes, yes. The reason I say yes because it's the more current one. I don't think they're going to redo Johnny Blaze because they already kind of ruined that with the two Cage movies. Sorry.
Now, I'm only one episode behind on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now. I'm
LMD?
pretty sure.
That's what it's called, right?
LMD, right.
With the robots and shit.
Yeah, Life Model Decoy.
That's what it stands for.
Yeah. And do you think that Robbie Reyes is going to come back before the end of this season? Because, the further that we delve into this bullshit storyline going on right now that I'm really not all that happy on.
Amen to that. Yeah, I'm not into it either. But then again, you know me, I'm a huge horror fan, big sucker for like supernatural type of shit.
Right.
So that first half with the dark home like being involved, it is still involved, so to speak. But I mean, it was more involved with the ghosts, the spirits, that crazy shit, and of course, Ghost Rider.
I really liked the aspect.
And now
of
it's
dark
all
home.
like, all right, now just robots, just going with droids. It's like. it's cool, I guess, and it's kind of horrific, but not as horrific, you know. And you know, it would have been better, honestly, if they did the LMD thing before.
That would have been awesome.
Because then you have that more horrific event, and then all of a sudden this more supernatural, bigger event. But whatever, who gives a shit? It's already happened.
Yeah, well,
but back to the Ghost Rider Netflix, though. Like, yeah, Robbie Reyes, for sure.
You wouldn't want them to go and do any other...
Just don't do Johnny Blaze again. If Johnny Blaze... No, hear me out. If Johnny Blaze is in existence, like he was in the S.H.I.E.L.D. show, until he passed over the Ghost Rider... Well, we don't even know if he passed it over. He could have just been like,
seems
here, you want some of it? You know, like, to save you? Like, it could have just been that. But honestly, no, I think he did pass it on. Because as he does, you know, in the earlier comics in the 90s, and then he's just Johnny Blaze. But he still kicks fucking ass. But
as a human?
Yeah.
No shit.
And he still rolls with the new Ghost Rider, Danny Ketch, Dan Ketch, whom they may do.
Does
and
he
I think
ever,
it's like his cousin or something.
Does he ever get possessed again by another Ghost Rider vengeance spirit?
Johnny?
Yeah.
Later on, I think the old spirit joins him for a bit. I can't remember. I don't want to fuck it up. You know, like I don't want to say the wrong thing. I honestly can't say for sure.
No doubt.
But yeah, dude, if they do that, that'd be cool. If not, please do Moonlight. You know, Moon Knight would be like a pretty sick Netflix show. Like he's definitely street core.
Worships an Egyptian god who keeps bringing him back to life. I want to see
Kanju,
some crazy
man.
ass shit, dude.
That would be totally cool.
I really, really dig that, and it's super violent. I really like his crazy spaceship that he rolls around with. Like,
yeah,
he's basically anti Batman. Like, he just kills shit. And
or just beats the living shit out of it. He didn't really kill too much in the beginning.
Yeah.
But then again, it was that era of time too.
Yeah.
You know, as comics go, they get more violent in modern times.
Reading a little bit later on.
Gotcha.
I am.
That's why then.
A little bit further on. It's
sure.
It's, you know, a number one, but it's, you know, years later.
But real quick though, back to the Captain Marvel though announcement. You know, just thinking about the character alone, like I mentioned, like they're going to surround the Carol Danvers version, which is the female current version in the comic, versus the, you know, former male version. But now, like, do you remember that name, Carol Danvers, like from the old X-Men show, like Rogue's origin back in the day?
You know, you've been asking me, and it's kind of ringing a bell, but it has been so long since I watched that show, man.
Well, you know, anybody, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I remember right, you know, reading the comics, watching the old 90s cartoon of X-Men, Carol Danvers went by the name of Ms. Marvel. I think it was, Ms. Marvel. And Rogue, you know, just starting out, like, of course she had her, you know, power sapping powers, or, you know, whatever, life force sapping, whatever they were. She didn't have any flight, super strength, anything like that. Until there was this incident. I can't really remember. She was like, I think part of like a, you know, a villain group, obviously, and she was rolling with Ms. Marvel, who I think, I don't think it was like the Ms. Marvel, you know, with the lightning bolt on her chest or whatever, like that we remember yet. But I remember her touching her, and then like she goes into like some weird coma in the cartoon, and then that's how she got her powers. As far as the comic, I mean, Rogue's been around since like the 80s. So I'm not sure if that's
No, I think something similar
origin
like that will happen.
That'd be cool if they kind of do that, since Marvel and Fox are kind of playing with stuff now, you know?
Nah, I don't think anything will have anything to do with X-Men, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's true. They're kind of fucking it up anyway.
Well, the continuity is out the window.
It's all over the place. Yeah. Fucking time traveling,
Definitely. But I think they might do something to that effect in the storyline for Carol Danvers in the first Avengers. I think she might end up in some sort of coma by the end of this film in some sort of aspect, and then maybe come out of it.
Oh yeah, I think she's going to be one of the players to actually like help defeat the threat.
Oh yeah,
like, she's super fucking powerful.
On saying that she's like the most
like,
OP
just
Earth
seeing
character, like way crazy overpowered.
Well, not only that, like I love seeing like just like powerful women on the screen, just like you're not used to seeing that orchestrated. Like it's cool seeing that. Like you, first thing comes to mind, Rose McGowan in like Planet Terror, where she had like the gun leg. and she's like
Right.
killing zombies. That's fucking badass.
Yeah.
You know, just like heroine-esque type of like players there, that'd be cool to see. Like, not saying she'd be the lone to destroy the threat. Of course, everybody's going to help out, have their
Right.
own role in participating.
But she's gonna
She's going to be powerful as hell. I mean, like she's like the superwoman, basically. But speaking of
okay, no, that was a good transition. Sorry. Speaking of
superwoman, I wanted to go ahead and see because you weren't aware of this either. I know I mentioned you a while back because, I mean, there really hasn't been much news about it. But they just announced like a leak of the trailer of the show Krypton.
Oh, there you go.
Which basically, as you hear Krypton, you're thinking fucking Superman, right? His home planet, which you're right. Apparently, it's supposed to revolve around origins pre-Superman. So it's, I think, pretty much around the whole planet, the citizens inside. I'm assuming it's going to revolve closely around his parents. Why not?
Right.
You know, before, you know, he's even a glint in their eyes, for that matter.
Now, is this going to be connected to the CW shows in any sort of way?
I don't know, because it's not by CW. It's actually coming out through Sci-Fi.
Interesting.
So, no. I'm going to say no. But at the same time, it's cool. I mean, it's some more... I'm interested to see what Sci-Fi is going to do with it.
You think they're going to do some... Well, yeah, Sci-Fi is...
Yeah. And unfortunately, you know, with that, like I mentioned, there was a leaked trailer. I missed it. I missed the window. It's already been pulled.
That's too bad.
So I have no
Have you
idea.
heard any reactions to it?
No. I actually didn't even look into it because after that, I was like, you know what? That's fine. I mean, if it wasn't supposed to come out yet, I don't want to be spoiled yet anyway.
Okay. I respect that.
You know what I mean?
That. That's cool. Yeah, I'm interested in it. I wonder if they're gonna, do it all the way up to the destruction of Krypton. I wonder if they'll do some really cool stuff with possibly Brainiac or something like that.
That would be cool because currently they just announced on the news trailer for Injustice 2.
Yeah.
Video game coming out on, I know, at least PS4 and Xbox One. He's like the main villain for that game now.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
He's going to be the main villain
Apparently
of the whole storyline?
I think so. Because there's this big thing. There's another article that came out too, I think through IGN.com, saying that like it's going to expand a little bit more. There's at least rumors saying that it's going to expand more on his origin.
Oh, nice.
Because as far as I remember, quote me if I'm wrong, but like he was like some supercomputer originally on Krypton that became sentient after the destruction and did his own fucking thing from there on.
Wow.
And became fucking scary. But I mean, it would be interesting, like, because I mean, you're right. You brought up a good point, like, Krypton and there's Brainiac.
Yeah,
he's
there's
their
a lot
computer.
Of cool
then, like, oh shit, like he's not bad yet.
Right.
Maybe they'll have like foreshadowing.
They had that Brainiac-esque villain in Supergirl, the chick.
Because she was a Brainiac. She was a
Right.
spawn of him or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. Like, so it was establishing that he does exist.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like his minion. Like,
yeah, that was interesting.
there you go. Do my bidding. But one thing I wanted to ask you about, man, you were telling me about fucking Wheels of Time.
Wheels of Time. The Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time.
Yeah, dude. So apparently this was just picked up by Sony Television. I'm not sure what else
Sony Television.
Yeah, I'm not sure what else Sony has really produced on
besides
TV,
movies,
really explicitly. But that's really cool because Sony has a lot of money, and this is a really ambitious project because this is a 14-book long series.
I think they have some shows on PlayStation at least, though. Maybe
on PlayStation.
Yeah,
they have.
There's like a superhero show on there, I think.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Check it out, man.
I wonder how the production value is because.
Well, they got the main guy from District 9. He's the lead in that.
Oh, Charlton Copley.
Yeah,
that guy's pretty cool. Yeah,
yeah.
I think I saw something about that.
Okay,
but yeah, so a lot of people aren't familiar with this. But then again, a lot of people are. There is a really big fan base for this, and there's going to be a lot of outcry for this to do justice and do right by all the fans because we have been done wrong. There's been there has
I'm sorry
been
I brought it up.
There has been a a battle for the rights to this, and they put into production a pilot episode for this. I think last year, or the year before that.
Ah.
And I think Billy Zane was in it. It was the worst. It was it was a slap in the face to all the fans, and it was really disgusting. And I think there was some lawsuits over it, and some people weren't aware that it was produced. And this series is it's very, very vast. It's kind of hard to explain it, but in a concise, easy manner. But so I will compare it to, it's somewhere in between The Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones.
Okay.
It's in a lore that is outside of Earth. It's nowhere there. And at the beginning of the story, you're going to find three main protagonists. They're young boys. There's Matrim Coffin, Perrin Ibarra, and Rand al'Thor is the main protagonist. And although the main three antagonists are male, this series is heavily female-centric. You're going to find the introduction to this series, a young Rand is very naive to the world. He's only encountered other human beings. He lives in a small village. It's kind of like Hobbit, Shire type, enclosed, sort of, in a
like
sense.
its own little thing.
Right, exactly. But his life sort of changes when this female witch of a sort comes through. They're called the Aes Sedai.
All right.
And they wield this one power that both men and women can wield. However, in this universe, the male side of the one power has become tainted. And every man who is capable of using the one power becomes mad. And there's an entire faction of the Aes Sedai that are responsible for going out and basically killing all men who are, more or less force sensitive,
right,
because they'll go crazy and kill people.
Shit.
And there is a reason for the men's side of the power being destroyed, and there's tons of different species. There's tons of different factions. There's tons of different political things going on. There's tons of different locations. Like I said, there's 14 books. It spans beyond different terrains, from like harsh desert into insane palaces, into forbidden cities tainted by a monstrous entity that haunts like everything. It's really out there. It's fucking crazy.
No, it sounds fucking cool, man.
And
I'd be into that shit.
It has a lot of cheese potential. I'm a little bit worried about it, but at the same time, if it's handled well, it'll be great. So basically, this whole book series inspired George R.R. Martin to write Game of Thrones in the way that he did. It initially was going to be a trilogy series, but then the Wheel of Time series inspired him to further it. And there's a lot of similarities, and there's going to be a lot of it in the future, and there's going to be a lot of people saying that they're going to be ripping off Game of Thrones, but as a matter of fact, it's the other way around, and you're going to hear a lot of geeks screaming that.
Huh. No, I'm down.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much the Wheel of Time from my...
Is it faster paced than Game of Thrones? I'd be down for that, too.
It's not quite...
I mean to complain about it, but...
It doesn't hit the same beats because it's not quite the same, like, there's not, like, shocking death, like, rape. It's not quite the same crazy bullshit going on all the time.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, but it's more fantastic, crazy, like... It has really high potential. If Disney was behind this, I would be like very, very excited because they would be the ones to handle this. But we'll see what happens.
For sure. There was also another announcement besides the Krypton one, Kingsman 2.
Oh, yeah.
A very, very quick, a bunch of scenes just fucking flashing through the trailer. You couldn't really make out exactly what was going on.
Right.
But we know it's happening. Like, there is another Kingsman movie coming out. You said you used to read the comic. I haven't. I've only seen the movie, and that's it.
Right.
But you said it's pretty close, so that's good.
I don't think it had. Well, at least I haven't continued my reading beyond from where the first movie took place.
Right.
And so I don't really know if it's going to be faithful to what's to come. But I am really, really excited to see what's going to happen because I loved that first movie.
Yep.
I
Movie's
really
awesome.
can't wait. Yeah, it hit all the right beats, and Samuel L. Jackson was amazing.
Always.
And that church scene, I just find myself comparing every fight scene to that. You know what I mean? Every action sequence to that because it blew me away. That
It was
much.
awesome, man. Yeah, like I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, definitely, dude.
Not on screen, yeah.
The church fight scene. What was it? What was this? Oh, it was Freebird playing in the background.
Was it? I don't remember that one. I've seen it once and that's it. But I remember enjoying it.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Oh, and X-Men related news also. Fuck, did you hear about this? They titled the next X-Men movie, and I fucking called it, man, The Dark Phoenix.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh man, I knew they were gonna do it. I mean, they brought out the bird at the end of Apocalypse. She was like just fucking frying his ass.
Yeah.
It's like.
Do you feel like the Phoenix power was a little underpowered in that film? I feel like she should have been able to just take on Apocalypse right there, especially with how underpowered they made Apocalypse in that film.
Oh, very underpowered, but for a reason. I mean, I feel like at a point she was holding it back as well because she was scared of what the hell that was.
Right.
She has no idea what it is, but she knows it helped fuck him up, obviously.
That's true. That's true.
But I'm really, the main thing why I'm happy, why they're bringing it back is, man, like I like the, Famke Janssen who played the adult Jean in the original X films. But in The Last Stand, oh man, there's just so many things, so many complaints about that movie.
Is that Femke Jensen? Is that how you say?
Femke Janssen, or I may say it wrong.
So beautiful.
Yes, but she played a great Jean, like as a character alone.
Yeah, I thought she was
Speaking
great,
of which,
except for that turd of a third movie.
That's what I'm talking about. Like that disposition or depiction of the Phoenix Force was poor.
Right, they very.
It was like
much
she had a
screwed
bad
the pooch
day
on
and just destroyed, like went Legion on everybody. Like that's all it really was.
Right.
Because we saw the bird at the end of the second one, the X-Men United, I think it's called. Mm-hmm. At the end when they're leaving Stryker's base when it blows up and shit. And she sacrifices herself. Yeah, she sacrifices herself, and then you see the Phoenix Firebird in the water.
Is that right?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, it's like a soft little flash of it underwater, like kind of a foreshadowing, which they didn't, I guess they tried to deliver, but no, it failed.
Man, I can see them definitely not.
What?
Not accomplishing this again.
No, I don't think they're going to go by the comics, which, if any listeners are unaware, in the comics, it's basically a lot of the plot involved is in space. So it'd be very Guardians of the Galaxy.
True.
Like it's all in space.
There has never been an X-Men film to leave Earth. It's all been pretty, social.
Oh fuck, you're right.
Socially based. All about human mutant relations. That sort of motif for most of the storylines outside of apocalyptic events. Yeah. I would be really interested to see them go to space, but I think that they might pull too heavily from other materials, or other materials have covered space so broadly, like Guardians of the Galaxy, basically, and now Thor, going into space heavily. There's going to be a lot covered, and if they want to do something different, maybe they won't do something that will work. You know what I mean? But...
Well, here's the thing, too. The Phoenix isn't a mutant. It's a force that originates from I'm not really sure where. I know it's somewhere in a galaxy. It's from space.
Right.
It's a force from space, so it's alien in itself. So they've got to link it to space somehow. I mean, it straight up showed that bird like right at the end, like full force. It was like it made like that bird sound. Yeah, man. Like I feel like they're gonna get as close as they can to how the original Dark Phoenix saga storyline was. Maybe not the whole Shi'ar Empire with the Lalandra's romantic relationship with Xavier,
right?
Which would be cool though, because I mean a movie could build on that. There's always needs to have some romantic bullshit going on or something.
Right.
There you go. Yeah. Introduce Lalandra.
Yeah. That would be interesting. I mean, there's a lot of potential to bring in tons of different characters that we haven't seen yet. But
yeah, definitely.
I'm interested in seeing some people come back. I really liked Sophie Turner. I don't think she did a bad job at all.
Oh, she's awesome. Yeah.
I think that movie just didn't live up to its potential.
No, I picked certain things I liked, but yeah, overall, Apocalypse. No, especially Apocalypse, two of my favorite villains. It was like, ouch.
Right. So, what else has been going on? There's the new Netflix news, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, there was some Netflix news. There's some Luke Cage news dropping, some a little bit of Jessica Jones, like little announcements more than anything.
Little character leaks, but I mean, it's not even anything significant. The insignificant little tiny news was that the guy who plays Luke Cage,
Mike Coulter.
Mike Coulter, thank you. He was basically talking to Kristen Ritter, who plays Jessica Jones, and she mentioned that the tone is going to be
darker. Yeah,
darker, and I mean, the tone was already pretty dark for the first part.
She was already a raging alcoholic, so how much further can you go down that path?
Well, her friend was pretty. Trish was pretty. Her
sister,
straight-laced. Yeah. But I could see
she might even be a Wildcat this time.
Yeah, she's probably going to become Wildcat during this next season, which I'm interested in seeing. But I wonder how that will take a more dark turn. Maybe she'll accidentally kill people and have to deal with that.
I think she's going to get beat again.
Oh, maybe
somehow,
she'll get
close to death.
Super hard.
And then she's going to be like, all right, I'm fucking fed up. Fuck this shit.
Yeah.
I know how to fight. I'm going to do it now.
Dude, that might be really cool to see, though.
I mean, I'm assuming this is going to take place after Defenders. So who's not to say she's like, what the fuck? Like, okay, Jess knows all these other people. She can show me or introduce me to them to help me out on my path as well.
Right.
You may see other
Yeah, but
they're building their own little world here. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's true. I just kind of wish that some more significant stuff would happen to the point where it would be, informing the films, but they're never going to have any sort of crossover.
No, it's more the other way around.
It's kind of disappointing because I feel like there's been so much heavy character building and, there's side characters and villains in these stories that you don't see anything like that in the MCU because they are movies. You don't really get to flesh out your characters in the same way.
For sure.
But that brings me to what I wanted to ask you was I wanted to figure out what your favorite Netflix series from the Marvel Netflix series is so far based on which season individually. And also, I would like to know who's your favorite side character and who's your favorite villain. So, if you can give me your favorite Netflix season so far from the Netflix MCU.
And then favorite sidekick / side character.
Well, let's just take it one by one.
Well, I know my favorite, season / show overall.
So which one is that?
Jessica Jones.
Really?
That is definitely my favorite, and I'll tell you why. Not just the character alone, but not because of David Tennant being in it, Doctor Who, but him being my favorite Doctor Who, but also just. I don't know, just the feel of it. It kept me going and it got me really engaged. But, right next to there, it's Luke Cage.
Really?
I like them equally. They both kept me engaged.
Very interesting.
The music, the pace. I don't know. Everything kept me really interested. Not to say I don't like the other ones, but if I had to compare, those are my top two.
That's awesome.
Like, for
That's
sure.
awesome. That is different from what my choices for my favorite season of any of these shows. You have the tie for those top two, which I totally get because those two are like so significantly different. They're very individual.
Their own thing, yeah.
The music in Luke Cage is so goddamn
How
good.
could you not like the original score, dude?
The moral ambiguity of the villain in David Tennant is so fucking awesome
Shoot
to
yourself.
dissect. You just got to think about it like he's been giving off these pheromones and as you know a prepubescent child like right around then, and everything he says people just do. So he therefore has no real moral compass. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So he
Scary shit.
he you know he must know that he's doing some evil shit, but you know, how evil is he in his own head? I don't know. He's really, really out there. He's a morally ambiguous character. He's interesting to dissect mentally, but personally, I fucking love ninjas, dude. I was super into season 2 of Daredevil, and not to say that you know what? I like parts of season 2 and parts of season 1 the most out of both of them, you know, specifically the first half of each.
Yeah.
Because Frank Darabont did the first half of the first season of Daredevil. If I'm not mistaken, I might be totally off base here, but it was the shit, basically. And then he was replaced by somebody else, and then you could tell that the tone was different. But this was like the first 3 or 4 episodes, and then the first story arc with the Punisher. But then the stuff with the Punisher later on, like his hallway fight scene.
No, I hear you.
Which I think is the most
Second
brutal
season was the shit.
Awesome shit to happen in the Netflix MCU so far. But kind of a mishmash between those 2 seasons. But if I gotta be specific, it's gotta be Daredevil. But I think I just like Matt Murdock as a character. I've read the most of Daredevil's comics.
And don't get me wrong, man. Like I love me some ninjas, but like the hand in these Netflix shows is a little different, kind of like the comic one. They're more they got the mysticism thing going and stuff, but they just don't seem so ninja.
Yeah,
they're like always out in the open in the ninja costume. It just seems kind of funny sometimes.
I got you.
But I love how they did Electro. Yeah, like there's a lot of cool shit that they did. The Kingpin and Frank Castle fight was so fucking cool.
Oh yeah, dude. Or the Kingpin meeting Matt Murdock again.
Yeah.
Or initially. Yeah. And just fucking him up in front of the guards, like showing him I have all the power in here. Just wait till I'm out.
Yeah, with Defenders coming up, man, I'm really hoping that they fix Iron Fist or his character a bit, please.
Well,
he can be cool.
Okay,
just do it right.
So, I haven't finished Iron Fist. I wish I had at this point, so I could really cue in a few of my favorite moments from that, because there's a few characters from that show that are really awesome. Like, I really like Colleen Wing and stuff. I don't know if I would consider my favorite or anything like that, but
good.
Maybe once I finish this show, maybe that'll be it. Or you really like what's his name?
I like Ward.
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 You're super into Ward.
Oh
right?
man, I like the bad guy.
Yeah, no doubt. But so for your favorite character, your favorite side character, I say.
Oh, yeah.
Which one would you choose between this Netflix series that we've had so far?
I'm gonna have to go with Elektra.
Oh, Elektra as a side character. Yeah, I can see that.
Of course. Like, I have to pass up Punisher for Elektra because they did her very well, I feel. It was nice.
John Bernthal.
And then she gets resurrected at the end. It's like, cool. All right, yeah, she's back just like she's supposed to be.
Right. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen in the Defenders with her in regards to her resurrection.
Everybody is supposed to just have a play in this hand, like it's crazy.
Right.
Out of these 8 episodes?
Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be more condensed.
Fast.
Yeah,
crazy.
I can't wait. My favorite side character, I don't know. I kind of really like how sarcastic Foggy is for some reason. I do really like Claire Temple for how much she has been in all the series so far.
For sure.
But
yeah, she's definitely a favorite.
I kind of just found myself like falling in love with Misty Knight while I was watching Luke Cage, and I honestly think I'll give her the win.
How can you not? Like, she's so charismatic.
Yeah, she was amazing. I think she was probably my favorite character in a sea of people who were like, potentially my favorite characters. But yeah, I think Misty Knight is probably my favorite Netflix side character so far, and I want to see where she goes. I can't wait for her to see like if she's going to get her metal arm or anything like that. But that'll be Tony Stark crossover that I don't think will ever happen.
Well, why not? Yeah, I mean, he's crossing over Spider-Man now. I mean,
yeah, but that's definitely way, way higher profile.
Yeah, and it was kind of set up to that point. Like Spider-Man now is like, he's more Avenger-esque than we're used to. I feel like that's where it's headed for right now anyway.
Yeah.
While Marvel has him.
That's true. So that brings us to the final question. Which one of the villains in all of these seasons so far were your favorite? I mean, I feel like the Netflix series, dude, the Netflix series has just done villains so well. Because between David Tennant and Vincent D'Onofrio and arguably John Bernthal in the first quarter of that season, he was pretty antagonistic.
More anti-hero though.
Well,
just like get the fuck out of my way, Red. Like I'm tying you up so you're out of my fucking way.
That's true. But it was definitely a versus sort of story.
Oh yeah, for a little bit there, kind of like when the comics and Spider-Man first met Punisher.
Yeah, definitely. So, who takes the cake here?
For just one villain?
Yeah, out of all of them, who could you pick?
It's gonna have to be David Tennant's Purple Man.
Oh shit, man! Yeah, well, we definitely talked about
how
him, but
can you top somebody who just? I'll go fucking kill yourself. Or go
feed yourself into the garbage disposal. Please.
Go shoot him in the head. Like these simple fucking words. You can be guilt-free because nobody's gonna fucking believe the person claiming that you did it.
Well, I don't know how guilt-free you could be unless you were, pretty
he seemed very calm, very confident as well as what he was doing.
Right.
Almost like that was a way of living for him.
I said, yeah, that's like he's been conditioned to live like this because that's like the only life that he has known.
So in his head, yeah.
Which is pretty fucked up, but what can you do?
Exactly.
Oh, man. I got to give it to Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah? Kingpin?
Dude, he just was so awkwardly weird and
scary.
So calm and collected until he just could not hold in the demons anymore, and they all just came out.
Just the first time you see him slam that dude's head in the fucking car door, you're like... Man. Like, you don't see much, but you hear a at the end when it pops. I'm like, God damn.
They definitely threw some pumpkins at cement to get that sound effect. No doubt. I absolutely think so. Man.
That was intense.
And then, like all the other stuff that we already mentioned with Vincent D'Onofrio, with the fight scenes between him and the Punisher, and then the fight scene, or the confrontation, rather, between Matt Murdock and the Punisher later on. And he has so much potential just to wreck shit in the future. I want to see him and Spider-Man cross over, dude. I want to see a Back in Black story arc from Spider-Man's perspective, like 5-6 years down the road from right now. I want to see some crazy shit.
You think they're going to redo that?
What? The Back in Black? No. Well, this is like post symbiote shit. He like dons the
when he gets the suit
back again.
Oh,
he dons the black suit
gotcha.
just as a symbol of fuck all this shit. I'm killing people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was an awesome story arc. Back in Black. Check it out. But yeah, definitely Vincent D'Onofrio as the Kingpin.
Nice.
So we had one more, or a couple more stories that we were going to talk about here. So the direction where Marvel is going to take the MCU post of
Avengers 4.
Infinity War 2, whatever it's going to be, or
Yep. Part 2, basically.
Yeah, and Avengers 4.
Yep.
So post phase 3. So basically, we don't know if there even is going to be phases anymore. They're not going to announce stuff anymore.
Yeah, the only thing that we do know for sure, because of dated slots, is for Spider-Man Homecoming 2.
Right.
Like the Marvel's last Spider-Man movie.
You think that's going to be... I think that they're probably going to strike a deal.
Well, I mean, for now, that's what it is. That's what I'm saying. And then also Guardians of Galaxy 3.
Uh-huh. That's true.
So those will be after. So we'll kind of see what's going on there.
Didn't you say something about... Speaking of the Netflix stuff, that the Guardians composer's coming in for the Punisher?
The Punisher show.
Yeah, dude. He definitely has a keen ear. And, dude, can you imagine, like, a score of some, like, decent fucking hits while the Punisher is just taking out buildings of people?
Oh, yeah, I can.
Oh, man.
Holy shit.
I can't wait to see what his ear brings to this project. But, yeah, that aside... all these movies are still slated for some, future dates because we have this, all these deals being made. But they're kind of swimming in the waters of putting out like one shots more than like continuity films.
I think the more wider important question though is, I know you and I probably will, but like for these movies to stand, people have to go see them, right?
Right.
So we're talking post Avengers 4. It's what, 2019, 2020, some shit like that?
Yeah.
Do you think general public's going to continue watching these movies or be kind of burnt out by them? Like I said, you and I, we know there's plenty of stories going on still.
Right.
We want to see them live, but other people are just like, it's just the same fucking shit.
That's true. I might have a colored perspective because I am a big fan of all these films, but as long as they're good, I think people will still keep coming out. And I think that there is a Disney frequency drone that they just drop into all of their films and projects that plays out of like the range of human frequency, like of hearing, but it brainwashes you into liking it.
Right.
And so I'm pretty sure that there's something like that, or there's something in the water. But Disney is definitely not going to fail, and they definitely aren't going to put any money on the wrong horse.
Yeah, I guess you have a fair point there.
I think that people will probably
Definitely
still keep coming out for Marvel films. I just hope that Kevin Feige stays on board. I want him for as long as possible because he's brought us,
the start of a lot of stuff. Even like if they were bombs, he still helped get those bombs off like the table, like get them out. Like
right.
the original, I think he was even involved with the original Fantastic Four movie.
That's true. Yeah, he's been involved in one capacity or another throughout so many years before spearheading the MCU.
Right.
But he's just a complete badass, and I can't wait to see him in post Phase 3 world. And I hope that he's around for a long, long time.
No, same here. And who knows? I mean, I know I keep saying it, but I really wish that eventually Marvel and Fox, with the success of Legion, and then also, already Season 2, it's going to be a great show. Mm-hmm. So that's going to continue. And then the Runaways coming out.
The Marvel or the Legion Season 2 stuff, I kind of feel like was a push to get people to continue watching Season 1. Like they greenlit that Season 2 at a time where the viewership was at its lowest because it kept going down, pretty significantly. Unfortunately, because it was definitely the best show to come out this year so far.
Yeah.
I mean, hands down. And
well, I just hope like with that partnership, like I know we just announced like X-Men is gonna have the Dark Phoenix saga going on, but I'd like them to see get merged, at some point. Like, come on, like that would maybe make each franchise fresher at that point.
That's true. It might breathe life into the
what
old
I mean?
franchise.
Why not? There's so many mutants out there to explore. It doesn't have to be the main team.
Maybe Thanos will alter reality with his gauntlet and merge these universes. Shit. You know what I mean? Maybe that would
or fucking gets in the hands of Deadpool.
That would just be
with
nuts.
Everything.
That would just be nuts. But that's way too much fan service for one film to ever actually give out.
For sure.
Oh, if only. But I definitely want to see. I want to see a lot of sequels of a lot of heroes that I already have now, and I want to see some character deaths. I want to see maybe a Captain America, maybe an Iron Man death. I don't know. Something pretty goddamn significant here in the next couple Avengers films, but. For the slate of films coming up, their characters are just far too vast for a real pinpointing on what we really are going to see. But I can't wait for more Ant-Man films. I can't wait for more Guardians films. I want to see more Thor films after this one. I'm sure this one's going to be fantastic. And they said this is like a new Thor franchise from this film.
Really?
Yeah, well... Kevin Feige sort of said that this is like Thor 1. You know what I mean? Like number 1.
But it's number 3.
Yes, it is the third Thor film, but the first in a new storyline to come out, which is essentially what he's saying, which I'm totally fine with.
Yeah.
I mean, like 1 and 2 would be like a story amongst itself, like the story of Asgard and Thor's.
For sure.
There you go. Yeah.
No, yeah, man. The next thing I'm ready for, though, just right around the corner here, Guardians. Guardians. And I can't wait to see Kurt Russell's face on a plane.
Yeah, that'll be definitely cool to see, dude.
Cool.
Yeah, man. But yeah, oh yeah. So, one last thing. There's
oh yeah, that's right.
There's a Rampage movie coming out.
Yeah, if anybody remembers, it was an old school fucking arcade game back in the day.
Right, exactly. So we read the basic plot to this, and it's like a satellite explodes, and some waste falls and infects an alligator, a gorilla, and a wolf. And Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson raised this gorilla that gets infected, so he's going to be responsible for stopping this.
Oh, so he's not playing one of the monsters?
No, he's not.
Man, that would be awesome. Hey,
that would be great.
No, that would be cool. I think he'd love it.
He's gonna be there with like a gorilla. Oh no,
I'm not talking shit. By the way, I like Dwayne Johnson. Like I've watched him since he was a Rock on wrestling, WWE. But no, but.
No,
okay,
and then,
so he's just like a professor then.
Yeah, and then the people who are responsible for the satellite exploding, or whatever that sort of thing happened, they somehow invent a laser beacon that makes all the monsters can like come to them so they can like solve the problem quickly. I don't know, like kill them all at the same time or something. But that's where you get your Rampage, because then you get your 3 giant monsters in a city, and there's your third act climax part to your Rampage movie.
Fuck,
dude! It looks, or it sounds like it's gonna be.
So it's not just a movie about 3 giant monsters destroying buildings over and over and over and eating people.
Oh, it will be though.
Yeah, right. That's the premise.
Essentially, it's just like, how did we get there? Oh, this is logically how we figured out how we can get
like
there.
We really give a shit. We just want to see them destroy and eat people.
Logically get
Fuck,
there.
Who cares?
Oh shit,
that'd be awesome.
All right, so yeah, we should probably wrap it up now.
No, for sure. Again, this is the Cinebud podcast, your high source for horror, sci-fi, and action on all things including video games, TV, movies, really just about any fucking thing. Again, I am your host, Izzy.
And I'm Matt, and you can follow me at Matt Cinnabud, and you can follow the podcast at Cinnabud Podcast.
Yes, and you can find me at Izzy Cinnabud.
On Twitter.
That is correct, on Twitter. We're also on Facebook. Not too much going on. We're still developing that right now, but you can still find our website. Go ahead and visit. I do post a few things here and there. Go ahead and share them. But also, if there are any listeners out there already, thank you so much for listening. We are kind of, again, like we said last episode, just doing this as a hobby, kind of like something just for fun. But again, we like to go ahead and see if anybody's really interested in what we're talking about and continue to share it.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right. Well, again, this is the Cinnabud Podcast. Izzy and Matt saying out.
Peace.